Hi everybody, welcome to the Scott Show Sports Edition. This is the playoff, wild card playoff edition of the NFL picks. We are done with the regular season. My regular season final score, 162 wins, 94 losses, with a few of them by knockout, but we had 769 points to the good. Last week, however, was not that great, as I went 6-10, first losing season I've had, or first losing week I've had all year long. 30 to the negative. So, folks, you can't win them all, but I blame that on the fact that it was the end of the year. Some teams just didn't give a damn because they weren't making it to the playoffs. Other teams knew they were going to get to the playoffs and kept their starters. That includes Philadelphia, who lost by 6 points. Of course, they're number one ranked in the NFC. In the AFC, New England still won. Pittsburgh ended up winning against Cleveland, but everybody won against Cleveland, so that doesn't count. So we move on. As I did say before, the AFC had two teams that got to the bye week, and that is New England and Pittsburgh. You'll see them next week. Two teams will be traveling to each city as New England and Pittsburgh host the divisional playoffs up until the divisional championship, which could go through New England since New England is the number one pick. Now, the two teams that make it to the AFC divisional round come out of this weekend's wild card playoffs. And we have our first game, the Tennessee Titans and the Kansas City Chiefs. Now, Kansas City started out so amazing in their season. They've been kind of slacking a little bit lately. Let's see, Kansas City did beat Denver by 3 points. Denver not in the playoffs, not really looking great this season, and they only beat them by 3 points. Tennessee beat Jacksonville by 5 points. So if that gives you any indication on what we're looking at a great game. It's going to be in Kansas City, but I might go for the Titans here. I might pick Tennessee just because. We'll just see what happens. The Chiefs are good. They're a good team. They're hosting, but I think I'm going to go with the upset here and pick Tennessee. Then we have Atlanta versus the Rams. Now, if the Rams win, they go off to Minnesota. If Atlanta wins, then they go off to Philadelphia. That's just how it works. So that game will name the team that moves on. I'm going to go with the Falcons here. The Rams have been looking really, really good lately. They did win against San Francisco, but again, everybody beat San Francisco. And, Atlanta beat Carolina by 12. So I'm going to go with Atlanta here. They're going to face off against Philadelphia in the divisional round. Then we have Buffalo and Jacksonville. Buffalo is looking great, and it is colder than cold outside. Jacksonville, of course, they got the loss to Tennessee. This could be a game where you just don't know who's going to win it. But I'm going to go with Buffalo in this game. It is in Jacksonville. It is in Florida. But Florida's cold as hell right now. Every place in this nation is cold as hell. So I'll go for Buffalo. Yeah, why not change it up? I'll go for Buffalo. And since the Rams are going to since the Falcons are going to Philadelphia, Then the last game you have is Carolina and New Orleans. And, oh, goodness gracious. This is a tough game to call, folks, but, I think I'm going to pick the Saints here. They're at home. I'm going to go with the Saints. Both teams lost, by the way. Carolina lost to Atlanta. New Orleans lost to Tampa Bay, but they knew they were in the playoffs anyway. So, again, that's why I think I went 6-10. I'm going to pick New Orleans, being the only team that wins this week on the road. So there you go. And Atlanta will have to deal with Philadelphia. New Orleans will be going to Minnesota. And then, of course, you have Tennessee and Buffalo. And New England and Pittsburgh in that final little bracket on the AFC side. I really think that you're going to see 1 and 2 on either side make it to the playoffs. So you're going to have Philadelphia, Minnesota, and New England and Pittsburgh. I think the 8 teams that are in there now that play this weekend, good luck to them, and I hope that they go far. One team might, but you see a lot of discrepancy between 1 and 2, and then 3, 4, 5, and 6. So it just is what it is, folks. All right, so that was my NFL picks for this week. I picked every team on the road except for New Orleans. I might be totally wrong, and if I am, I look forward to all the games, especially Jacksonville Jaguars, because I was a big fan. In Carolina, if they both win, it's going to be they came in the league together. Could be Jacksonville and Carolina in Minnesota. That would be a hell of a game to go to. And we'll just see what happens there. So join us on the Scott Show every morning, 8 o'clock. We do the Scott Show wake-up call. We also have 11 different channels of podcasts to listen to, everything from sports to pop culture. We talk wrestling, we talk social issues, and of course Scriptures with Scott Show, and we got our 10-25-50 show, as that is the main objective of the Scott Show, is to end homelessness and poverty nationwide. We do that by putting on amazing shows for you guys to listen to and respond to, but also we do that by getting out there and finding out what is going on in this world. So thank you guys so very much. We'll catch you here real soon on The Scott Show. Check us out on thescottshow.com.